Exercise 5, calculating molar mass. And we'll do a couple of these just so we can get a few reps in. This is going to be something that you're going to have to do on the daily. Now, one thing that you're not going to get graded for is knowing how to pronounce substances you've never seen before. So, juglone is the way I've heard that said, but I've only heard it said out loud like twice in my life, and I've been through college, and so chances are you're not going to need to. But again, you'll just be writing this, so don't freak out about pronunciation. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. So juglone is a dye which has been known for centuries, is produced from the husks of black walnuts. It is also a natural herbicide, which means, for our purposes, it kills weeds. It's a natural herbicide that kills off competitive plants around the black walnut tree, but does not affect grass or other non-competitive plants. It's a concept known as allelopathy. The formula for juglone is C10H6O3. Like I've mentioned before, there is a whole bunch of stuff in this prompt that is absolutely useless. A. Calculate the molar mass of juglone. So what am I using? This. That's it. The formula for juglone is C10H6O3. I don't need all this other stuff, right? So it's going to be very, very important that you don't miss the forest because of the trees, or the other way around. You have the formula. You can calculate the molar mass. How do we know this? I have 10 carbons, each coming in at 12.01 grams per mole. I also have 6 hydrogens coming in at 1.01 grams per mole, and then I have 3 oxygens coming in at 16.00 grams per mole. Again, notice that I used 2 decimal places, and that'll be good enough. Now, let's see here. So my calculator's having a little bit of a problem. So, okay, here we go. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Now, this is how you type in something into your graphing calculator. It's very, very easy. I'm actually going to type it in the exact way I've written it right here, which is going to be a lot easier for you. It's going to save you a lot of time. Now, I could go 10 times 12.01. And I could go 6 times 1.01. And then I would finish up by going 3 times 16. And if I was super, super savvy, I could add those all up. And I would get the right answer. However, that's a lot of extra stuffs, right? That's a lot of extra stuffs that you don't need to do. What you can also do is you can actually pull numbers that you've already calculated by simply using the arrow button. Notice how I'm going to the answers that I've already calculated and pulling, and I get the exact same number. Right? So that's another calculator technique that you can use. But what I prefer to do is write everything down in one step so that I can double check everything at once. So, scroll back so we can see what I've done. I have the molar mass of carbon in parentheses multiplied by 10, molar mass of hydrogen in parentheses multiplied by 6, and then the molar mass of oxygen in parentheses multiplied by 3, and each of them are added together. Notice how I get the same answer. So these are all 3 legitimate strategies for using your calculator. Let's see. I'm adding, so I want to go 2 places past the decimal. Let's do that. And this is in grams, right? Molar mass of so it's grams per mole. Right? Now you might wonder, I'm adding and multiplying, so why do I use the adding significant figure rules. Because remember your order of operations. Multiplication occurs first. Multiplication happens first. Okay, so I do the 10 times 12. I do the 6 times the 1. I do the 3 times the 16 first. Then I add them all together. Well, when I'm in that situation, I'm going to have 3 numbers, each with 2 places past the decimal that I'm adding together. And if you remember, when you add those types of numbers, you need to include 2 places past the decimal. So I'm going to record my answer with 2 decimal places right there. B, a sample of 1.56 times 10 to the negative second grams of pure juglone was extracted from black walnut husks. Calculate the number of moles of juglone present in this sample. So I'm starting with this number right here, and I'm going to convert this into moles. So I'm going from grams to moles. Here's my grams, here's my moles. The ways I'm going to get through that is the molar mass of juglone. Lucky for me, I just calculated that in the previous problem. So I have it ready to go. So I'm going to start with 1.56 times 10 to the negative second grams. I'm going to set up my conversion factor. I want grams on the bottom so that they'll cancel. That means moles is going to be on the top. So it's 174.16 grams for every 1 mole. Notice that moles will be the only unit left. Let's get the calculator back out. Calculator phone. 1.56. Remember, to get to the times 10, use second EE. Right? That stands for times 10. The next number that I write is going to be an exponent. So I'm going negative 2. Right? So that's the that same number with the decimal moved 2 places. Right? So we know where we're at. I'm going to take that number. I'm going to divide by 174.16. Let's see. Actually, how many significant figures do I want? I got 3 right there, so I'm going to report my answer with 3 significant figures. Look back at my answer. There's my 3rd significant figure. That 7 tells me to round it up. So I'm going to go to 8.96 times 10 to the negative 5th moles of juglone.